Then 9/11 happened. I'm not going to go very much into it, but one of the conclusions was, and what should the whole security industry be awake, was that 9 out of 11 terrorists had fake documents in one way or another. They may have gone to driver's license agent, a DMV, and got fake licenses or real licenses using a fake name, or they entered the country using fake passports. There were a variety of measures that they deployed in order to fool the authorities. The authorities were very eager almost to accept what was going on. Basically, the control measures were insufficient to take fairly basic measures to avoid being to avoid being caught. As you know, the digital age has helped us to create better digital documents, but also has helped the terrorists or people with ill will to create to forge documents that are just as common and are very common documents. Right now, if I want to forge a birth certificate, I can do that on my home computer. Technology has advanced that much. So, what the United States at that point said, listen, we can't go on. This is not enough. We must tie in one way or another. We must tie the document to the document forward. And the key word at that point was biometrics. How are we going to do that? Well, we've got the legislators. The U.S. Patriot Act and other acts were developed in order to put in writing what was going on and into law. What was essential to this whole process was that it was punitive. So there are 27 visa waiver programs, countries who can, or citizens of countries who can enter the United States without having to show a visa. And they were being held a carrot, or the opposite of a carrot actually, to, if you do not comply by the 26th of September 2005 in having an electronic passport, then we will take away your citizen right to enter the country without visa. So that was the punitive reason. So we were looking at biometrics. And the other thing was, the United States said we can't do this alone. We have to have some kind of global organization who can help us develop standards to move forward. And that was IXL, which I just explained. IXL translated this tie the document to the document holder mission into 3 goals. One, we've got to create secure documents. We have to facilitate travel, which was the core mission of IXL. And thirdly, we have to create global interoperability, which was sort of there, but not as much as it should be. So on secure documents, what they want to do is they want obviously to combat terrorism, illegal immigration, and fraud. And specifically, what they need to look at was forged documents, impersonalization, which means basically that you replace the photograph on passport with somebody else's passport, and nobody can detect that because, like I said before, the digital technologies have advanced so much that the terrorists can easily do that. In travel facilitation, I think between 1980 and 2000, travel has more than tripled on a global scale, which means that there's enormous pressure on airports, on airlines, on countries in order to facilitate the number of passengers crossing one border. And the hope was that once they start creating a new secure document, that there would be additional measures that would facilitate travel or faster travel. And yes, there's a globalization of the world economy. The number of new countries in the last couple of years has grown dramatically with new passports. And the thinking is that all those countries are developing new passports as well. There's no way that the border control agents can keep up with the new documents. So let's automate that process. So the standards were being created and were allowing